Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here with Abel Sanchez, the trainer of Gennady Golovkin. And we're heading up to this March 18th date against Danny Jacobs, a opponent that's perceived by many to be Gennady's toughest test. When you really break down Jacobs, what's there at the core of him as a fighter?
Character. To me, he's what he's overcome and how he's overcome it just goes to his character, just goes to what a person he is. Obviously, he's got boxing skills. Obviously, he's got punching power. Obviously, he's got all that. But you can have all that and not have the character, and that does you no good. 12 knockouts in a row since that Pirog debacle, and Golovkin 23 knockouts in a row. 35 knockouts between them in the last 35 fights. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be the kind of fight that I think we all want to see.
What do you make of the chin? Because people mention, hey, Pirog knocked him out, Mora knocked him down, a guy like Gennady hits as hard as he does, they think, and they wonder.
Well, first of all, styles make fights. Pirog didn't knock him out. Pirog knocked him down, and Robert Byrd, for some unexplained reason to me, is holding him down. He's obvious. If you look at the tape, Danny's talking to Robert. Why are you holding me down? I can continue. So if a guy is on the ground on his back and he's saying that to him, as soon as the count starts, he was fine to continue. I have no clue why that fight was stopped. As far as Mora knocking him down, I thought he was a little off balance, but those two fighters are not Golovkin, so Danny could have a better style against Golovkin than he did against those two guys. But he's going to get hit, and if Danny hits Golovkin, I think with a clean shot, I think that Danny can hurt Golovkin. I mean, he's got that kind of power, so I'm not putting any kind of thought into the fact that he's got a bad chin. What I'm concentrating on is trying to stay away from his right hand.
When you look at the style matchup and you see what Gennady brings to the table and what Danny can bring to the table, what puts Gennady over Danny in your eyes?
I think the style is what is going to give Gennady the benefit. I think that the pressure, the intense mental pressure is going to be too hard for anybody to handle because if you make a mistake while he's pressuring you, he's going to get hit with a shot that's very hard. So that right there, I think, is what wears people down, and eventually he can trap him and do what he wants to do. Danny doesn't have the strength, I don't think, to pressure Golovkin like Golovkin's going to pressure him. He's got the skills and he's got the tools, he's got the great right hand, but he doesn't have the strength to keep Golovkin off of him.
I know you said this to me many, many times before. You don't feel that there's anybody from 160 to 168 or 154 to 68 that can handle 12 rounds of Gennady. So this fight, in your opinion, then doesn't go 12 rounds?
No, I think this is a great fight for as long as it goes, but I don't think it goes into the third part of the fight.
When you like around 8, you think that's going to probably be it?
I think that it's 7 or 8 rounds in a great fight where Golovkin gets hit also. I won't be surprised if Golovkin gets buzzed, but I won't be surprised if they go toe-to-toe at times and they both get hit, but I think that Golovkin wears him down and wears him out and stops him somewhere on the 8th.
When fights get announced, sometimes I kind of like envision the two fighters already fighting because I know the styles so well. So with you, do you kind of see that, and do you envision like how the knockout's going to happen when a lot of the times you feel like a fighter can't hang with Gennady?
Now that I'm with Golovkin for as long as I've been with him, I can envision Golovkin doing that. I don't always envision the other guy doing that because I really don't think about the other guy. I only think about Golovkin. I think about what Golovkin can do and will do, and if he does what I want him to do, then what's going to happen? Because in my mind, nobody's going to be able to handle that. Yes, he's going to get hit because this is boxing, but eventually, this fight's going to be over like that.
Let me rephrase that. Is there anything that he does that has the team really, really worried, or something the team hasn't seen before, hasn't faced before in an opponent?
Jacobs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the best boxer that we've faced so far. Yeah. But he's also the kind of boxer that wants to hang on the inside and fight with you. So that is intriguing to me because we may get to see a different facet of Golovkin. We may get to see him fight on the inside, where, say, against Lemieux, a guy we respected also, he fought at distance. So if Danny can hang and he's willing to do it on the inside, I think we're going to get treated to a Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Hagler, those kind of fights where they're on the inside and they're actually trying to outmaneuver and trying to land punches and trying to do what boxing used to be. an actual chess match with shots being thrown and guys getting hit.
Just me, I would think that you guys might be a little cautious and kind of want to box like the way Lemieux because of how hard Danny hits.
Never cautious.
No.
Never cautious. Always in control. Cautious means that you're looking out for what the other guy's doing. To me, I want to be. I like to teach, and I like to have my fighters have an aggressive defense. Is what I call it. I want you to be aggressive, and I want you to provoke, and I want you to be the one doing whatever it is that, not necessarily with your hands, but with your legs, with your shoulders, with your head. Trying to make sure that you're the one dictating the pace and dictating the kind of fight that you want it to be. Whether it's a boxing match or an actual fight, if you can do that, then I think the pressure, the mental pressure, will wear down your opponent in time, and you can do the things that you want to do a lot easier.
Canelo Chavez Jr., they're saying it's rumored to happen in May. I'm curious to what the team thinks about that matchup.
Well, I will speak for the team, but what I having both guys in the camp and having Gennady spar with both guys, I think that it would be difficult for Julio to get down to 165. He had a difficult time getting down to 168. He may have made it, but if you look at his face at the weigh-in, he was a skeleton. It looked like Omar, his brother. So that may play a part into how the fight develops. Canelo will be at 65 comfortable. He will be not having the diet. He will have all the advantages going into the fight. And I think Canelo's hand speed and Chavez's lack of energy, let's just say, will be the deciding factor. Canelo will win a decision.
September, are you hopeful that we're going to see that? I'm hearing that they're still talking, but what do you make of all that?
Tom tells me that negotiations are going well, but right now Danny Jacobs if we don't beat Danny Jacobs, who cares about the negotiations? But the negotiations are going well. I hope it happens for boxing. It's a good fight for boxing, but I'm not holding my breath for it to happen. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'll believe it. When we're in the center of the ring, touching gloves, then the fight's going to happen. But there's been so much talk and so much backwards stepping, saying one thing and meaning another, that I'm not sure that it'll happen in September. If it does, it's a good fight for boxing, but like I said, I'm not holding my breath.
All right, Abel, it's always great seeing you. Enjoy the snow up there in Big Bear.
There's no snow,
it's just rain. Oh, well, you're stuck here like with the rest of us over here. Abel Sanchez, of course, in the corner of Gennady Golovkin, coming up March 18th on pay-per-view as they take on Danny Jacobs.